Na Sawachi Konkoya Natrasa Samaba
Senidika, Hinabeka, Miaro, Endo, Miaro, Ejumeidia, Hinabeye, Miaro, Endo, Miaro, Obredibo, Hinabebo, Miaro, Endo, Miaro. Assegni besini fermo assegni miara assegni besini fermo assegni besini fermo obrai besini fermo miara endo miara assegni besini fermo Assegni miara,
Abusia, very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. The name, of course, is Dr. Red. Any day more, I'll send you a no abomodiana was share video no. Na eja, no more, wobon so and share your program da. Almost wait to me, I share your program. Mamunyina mo akwaba, and kind of a year ruko and tentemoa. I mean, Samuel Champion, I mean, just Samed, I mean, G Kanza, na mincha Chuke Abrakwa. Yenu animo ewo YouTube, mse min kancha kakra. Yanko swani yen subscribe YouTube no. Proceeds biya yen sake biya no yede boa ehwe sebi yenu animo a womo ni eja mame ewo abrabomo. Na mincha freedom fighters yina mame saba micha Moses micha Kabla Augustine so micha ewo Dr. Ren show so. A very good Friday to everybody. I will share me. I'm saying in Samoa, Ekoso, Ewo Ghana, and until Sheriff Moakwaba. And I'm medin can about a friend is saying the newspaper review 10 Isaac Michel. Ewo Ghana newspaper and some tells us what is the nation's focus. The newspaper tells us what is current happenings in the nation. Yeah, interest your newspaper. Am I any good news? And then newspaper buy. Let's see if we have any good news to report from the newspaper here today. As usual, Yemfa the new crusading guide. What is on the front page of the new crusading guide? We almost say government not in despair. We will talk about it. One of my information, I'm in Sa'aka. I know beche about Kufuado, the ground scheme to destroy the nation Ghana, the ground scheme of Kufuado. One of these days, I will tell you the ground scheme of Kufuado Ediba Bemo. Did he come with an agenda to destroy? Did he come with an agenda to build? Me gusu aminya information. Gradually the information, amount for the breme. Gradually amount for the information, and then the ground scheme, the agenda of Nana Dankwe Kufuado, Abemu, I will tell you one of these days. Don't forget. I'm ready to do because the information I am getting is very deep and it's something that I need to share. I cannot keep it to myself. It needs to go out there. It needs to go out there so that we all can take lessons from the grand scheme of Kufuado. Emma Don Tonges Akwaba, Emma Linda Waddle, so Akwaba, na Young P at the saying, Mateo Kachi. So the news, the new crusading guide is front page, and as some our report, this is what it has. The new crusading guide, that is the front page. It says, government not in despair. Why is Kufuado saying government not in despair? Determined to bring relief to Ghanaians. from President Akufo-Addo. And also on the front pages of the New Crusading Guidance. Yes, I will be a friend. I've always said about this man. I've always talked about this man when he was given a post. I said about this particular man, and people disagree with me. Some insulted me, some called me all kinds of names. And I've told you this man is one of the most useless ministers Ghana has ever had. And I mean, of course, Akufo-Addo himself is a useless president. So he surrounds himself with people that are not useful for our country democracy. And what is this man saying? He said 1.2 million Gallup projects splatter. Education ministry curses mischief. I don't know the other two. Yanko Yanimo, Yanko Yanim. The next paper, the Daily Statesman. Of course, the Daily Statesman, you should expect them to talk something for the ruling government because it is, I mean, the bank ruler of the crusade, the Daily Statesman, you all know, some call him the de facto president. Whether he is the de facto president or the prime minister, is your guess is as good, not as mine, but as somebody that you all share the same opinion. And it states that a relief on the way. Relief. I don't know which kind of relief on the way. Minimum a toy a far Ghana for and into the Daily Statesman say the relief on the way. Which relief? Relief for people. President assured government has not thrown up hands in despair. So a newspaper that says relief on the way. Which relief? Which relief is he talking about? As far as the Ghanaian is concerned, we are not getting any relief. But you see, these newspapers will throw out messages out there, and when somebody reads this, they will think that government is going to do something for the Ghanaian. So if foreign need to Ghana or fun newspaper no working because oh wow, the Ghana, I mean, they are going to get relief. What relief? For 6 good years, Akufo-Addo did not give Ghanaians relief. So what relief is this newspaper talking about? It's just trying to do propagandist and preach propagandist and spread propagandist, spread propaganda, and then preach propaganda to the foot soldiers of the MPP. What's in nation's fortune will be restored. Akufo-Addo. And the end of synopsis now. Topic for discussion now. I've entitled it The Great Fall of Ghana's Cedis. And then number two, about President Nana, I have faith in God to restore our economy. Akufo-Addo says he has faith in God to restore the economy. We will talk about it. We will look into it. And then we will discuss. So the daily graphic is what is bringing us. The nation, it says nation's fortune will be restored after they have, chop all the money. ABC News still talk about the Ministry of Education, and then the Tanit clash over what? Gallup project, and that is what's on the front page. The Republic says NPP soaked in tension. Yes, NPP is soaked in tension. Yes, power struggle. All that they know about is what? To get power, but not power that it will improve upon the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian. Yeah, funum a friend is saying power struggle. Yeah, power and so you power no. You find if you say killed Canadian blogger side chick confesses. Blogger for no amoko Ghana ya munhwe mu huye. Bloggers amoko Ghana no munhwe mu huye. Oba no a ono ne betwempena no make sure say we busua ni mu oba no. Obusuafo nim no anya wo nua bi wo wadamfo bi wo cousin bi wo maame bi papa bi ankofa ma hye bi wo mani bresika ne yekumo yemfa the Ghanaian Observer say government determined to bring relief to Ghanaians. President Akufo, what relief is Akufo-Addo talking about? Augustina Memwakwaba, Rasco to cut Michael Michiamunina. What relief is the president talking about? Is you atona afagana fuana? No na mibisa. Education Ministry Tanit a limited clash over IT contractor. Ministry demands refund of monies for failure to execute contract. Sikadibia ba. Sikanye ni binoa. Na Akufo-Addo ne abusuafo de no mo chesika no say nyafu. Womo chesika. And what do you think about may go through the newspaper review and now also a friend is saying your thoughts on what the president is saying, that he has faith in God to restore our economy. Have faith in us. President Akufo-Addo tell Ghanaians that Ghanaians should have faith. This is the daily guide. It is my uncle's own newspaper. My uncle, Freddie Blay, and the newspaper, former MPP, national chairman. I don't know the paper, but see Mahama mad at and nana over free SHS. Mahama cried in the madness and cried is yes, and Kabana Koran or a friend is saying. Or organize a demonstration. Maybe Mahama I will organize a gangantuan demonstration and I'll bring every MDC member out to Abamame to demonstrate against Akufo-Addo, who campaigned and what demonstrated when the value-added tax was introduced. And so Mahama's madness is just, I mean, on a little side. Mahama has mad. Many Mahama about this particular time. Remember, Akufo-Addo's governance will be ungovernable by calling all the youth that voted for him in Greater Accra, because Mahama won over 1.something million votes in Greater Accra. It is any Mahama Kasuoye Choboya. I'm not expecting 500,000 Ghanaians to come. I'm expecting 1 million Ghanaians to come out and demonstrate. That would be a gargantuan demonstration at KBC or Ghana. But Mahama has been lenient to Akufo-Addo. He has been lenient on Akufo-Addo's government. I tell you, Mahama has been an ex-president. Why very gentle in his approach to national matters. He has been fair when he comes out to talk about national matters. He's very fair, and I'm hoping and wishing to see candidates like Sofu Chirabosom, the likes of Kofi Krantin coming out more to talk about this particular governance led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. That was the daily guide. The Herald was KKD angry at Ken Ofori-Atta, massive agreed. Wow, in the KKD, a man for us that he didn't attempt na neba ASAB neba ye gay and I want to cry maybe crano and no repu be. You see, Ghanaian for no Ghana home. Asem sine now walk Kanyans so much the Ghana near Sahara Ghana ni no walk Kanyans so much. Obonsa no what the asemwa emfa asem no ho no wa fa de eba but asem ho. You go pempi Ghana the emfa and some quite dream. And I've told you that one of the reasons is because of the accounts. Majority of accounts, which I'm part of it, I'm an account. We go by hearsay, and we don't sit down to analyze, to do a critical thinking of what goes on. Esther Ichambo, Michelle, Gladys Michelle. We don't sit down to analyze a year in some. Enyati asem no adase abre na ya fire kora na ya dirimika na ya dinam na bi yenyem pensem mu yemfa nkwa adwindwini mu embusa ye ho se asem yi kora ye ken etesen na me nso madwene kire no efa ho etesen endide bia me yemfa to bi se abebuo a nyansa wom baako abebuo a yenuanom gans etaika yenuanom nkranfo ta aka se ka agbabosane bohu gba ohi sa asam ye ka kire wa wonso ka kire wo sa na enuanom nkranfo ka, and I support it because ye ka asam kire wa enkawa no ntumwo obi ka asam kire wa bisa ho sa me ye video yi enya sa asam a meka ni nyina fa because ebia na we NDC ni enti se bia me ka asam ma NDC ebia we gum supporter enti ebia ofi se me ka asem ma kira bosom ebia we Kofi Krantin eni panti ofi se me ka asem ma Kofi Krantin enti me ka asem no won fa nkwa adwi no menya sa because me die ne say me ka asem na kira wo no wonso wo a mind of your own wonso fa kwa adwendwenem tie me se me your pastor kra na me ka asem kira me your president kra na me ka asem kira wa challenge me of what I have said. It brings out the best in us. If we don't challenge our leaders, the things they say, we don't get the best out of them. You see, children are allowed to speak because when they speak, they bring out a different version of what they say. And society have I mean, try to understand on their perspective how they see things and how things can be analyzed, and how things can be dealt with in the perspective of a child, in the perspective of a grown man. Sami Michia, a freedom fighters fame, yes, Sami, amazing GH, Bushia, one of our gallant secretaries, or by Juma, kama, and my freedom fighters, by Juma, what you say, you can't some chilewa. Don't just take it. Say me suffer can you into my fa. Say me, your friend is saying, me busi ya penny can't sem na ma fa. Me yere can ya ma fa, me kunu can ya ma fa. No, Debbie. Every individual is special. That is why when it comes to the tamba, you will be at the yesoronko. Your thumb no tells you say you are different. What I say? The most important thing is that you need to ask more questions. To say they need a J-man second. We need to ask questions as a society, you bisa questions because say debi ameka say abebu ba kunso de say asante focus say one kasa wo tri ho a yeji eyibone. Because na baba shop na man kasa say ebi ame ped down carta. All of a sudden, your friend is saying, Oshedu, Okan, agree to you. If I don't question, the Baba will have no choice than to give me his style that he prefer. So, yeah, with society, we don't ask questions. And the politician, we're fun with the free. You see, your press conference, yes, we are akayo. What we do is say, instead of bringing people, assembling people to ask questions, we bring foot soldiers. So the foot soldiers come and they don't ask critical questions. What they do is say they feed the ego of the leaders. One more take panel for the press conference. And you say they come and they sing songs sycophantly, and they don't ask questions. Honorable, why are dear pa? Honorable, hey, ye bow abaso pa, ye free of boasia than Cedis. Ye buy, you wouldn't say my baby, you wouldn't say my idea pa. But when we start questions, say, honorable way, you capture and say, Muba power, Mubasha my ye pine. 4 years in me, I find what a dance no ye. We don't ask questions on those lines. But Uba Bruchia, me know in our political party bakum, but I will ask questions. The way I will govern, the way I will lead, with style of governance, with policies. I will ask questions because I need to ask questions to get the best out of you. And when I say school, teachers they are more likely, they get closer to students that ask questions because they know that the students that ask questions, they put them on their toes for them to study, to research, to learn. Because when him said, when Suya and researcher, Okoskua, a brand be a friend, Alfred Anku Adiama, and our brand be a friend is saying, Labi, ebe son the question. Because these were students, and I mean, no, now, woman named Madia, and they ask questions, especially one guy named Alfred Anku Adiama. There were subjects, and I mean, not me, even though he was my classmate too. Alfred Anku Adiama was teaching me because he was brilliant. He was always asking questions. As I'm no pretend this with him. And Ghanaians like this thing. We pretend as if we know when we don't know. When a Ghanaian interview, Okushia Brunia, Brunini Busan said, do you know? Do you understand? Yes. Meanwhile, so he has no understanding of what Brunini can. And so Beka to say, yeah, I understand. Brunini free wa no bebusa wo Ghanaian say, I mean, what you say. Meanwhile, Brunini to na wo busa said, do you understand? No. Wo body tinko, yes, I understand. Yes. Mumi enjai sa suban no. Ni ensesa. Enko suban a ye nimu a ye mbusa. Ubusa eno nkyerɛ sɛ bi wabon. You want to know. Nobody is perfect. Even God, who created the heavens and the earth, he's not a perfect God. I am a think of person and oh, God is perfect. God is perfect, and he will not create Satan. So in even the creation, no, the creator is not even perfect. There are questions that needs answers. And when you don't know, you ask. And when you are asking, open your mind to accept and learn. Open your mind. Ask from here. Ask from here. Ask, and then after no, you sieve it. They said you will be a young kwanya or put a friend say a ye nyadua or put no the sieve a CV just to get the best ones I want to open. Your mind is like that. Your brain is like that. Your brain needs to sieve. They said you will liver, Eduane bi ekɔ wo mu bia no, liver no ne function ne say eduane na ekɔ wo mu no a enye no, obɛ digest no we sieve no out. Na ɔde akwa akɔto sebio baby a sebio udidi afacha me sebio emere no so sɛ obɛkɔ akɔgya wo nan a no akɔgya wo nan. So the liver no the function no what you see to get rid of bad toxins in the body. What you see it was wadwene no it should not accept any foolishness from politicians. Some ya santininti, some ya aibeninti, some ya nordnenti, some frinzementi. There be question things. Open the mind. Be brought to open your mind. Because you see, the mind, is tilted in such a way to find solutions. But then again, the same mind also always move towards problems. Because the reason why the mind always go towards problems is that is where our fears are. Obia surose bibi bone betono. Obia surose obedinya. Obia surose obeyare. And today be an old dwinning sa nneoma no. But nneoma na yes e ma wo nkwa no e solutions no. E hono na mind no ope. So the mind no always prefers say obedwini solution no. But you see our politicians no they have realized they said Ghana for mbisa questions. They have realized also said Ghana for you will be a fan someone quite dwendwene mu. They always take us for granted. And so they don't give us solutions that we need. And because they know our weakness, they use it to the advantage. And that is what the black man ate here. And that is why the black man, the race, color black, and our dark and our ebony always suffers, especially our women and children. Because our men do not think of responsibilities. You see, when the brain shifts solution, it solves problems. I'm going to solve a problem. And that is why I get paid hourly for solving problems. In the same way, na yekwa kutua me £1. Asemka. I'm going there because I deserve to be paid £1 because I'm going to solve a £1 problem. So medical doctor ko na ye makino an hour ebia £70, £100 an hour, and now £200 an hour, or quite adwuma to solve a problem based on the intellect, the knowledge. So what you say? Equally, your leaders say they better come and lead the nation to solve problems. As for lamentation or talking about the problems, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, which means every commoner, can talk about the problems. Who doesn't know the problem when they wake up from bed? Say, I need to brush my teeth. I know that as I've woken up, I need to brush my teeth because I closed my mouth when I was sleeping. And as soon as I open my mouth, there is some stench that will come. And I don't want people to smell the stench from my mouth or my mouth. So I will quickly go to the bathroom or to the toilet to make sure I freshen up my mouth to speak to people. So it is a problem that you wake up, you solve. The same way when it comes to the economy of Ghana, we have leaders that are being put in places of authority. So we call them the authorities. We have given them a certain power to solve our problems for us. Number one, Akufo-Addo. You and I entrusted him. Remember, the thumbprint is different. My thumbprint, my thumb is different from yours. So you are different from Dr. Red. I can never be like you. Never. You can also never be like me. So I am different from you. And you are also different from me. But together, majority of us went to the poll and we voted for Akufo-Addo. It means to say different ideas, different men and women came together to believe in his governance and to believe in his what? Promises, that he will fulfill the promises for us. That promises you and I may not be able to fulfill. So all of us came together with our thumb and agreed that he should lead us. Now look at something. So Akufo-Addo no, it's not like you and I. Wajeji ye nyina yansa. Yakokromuti. And also obedi yanim ama ye solution. Because emre bi atwa mu no, na papa bi a friend John Mahama wo ma ye solution na me ne omi ye Yesu say ye pe. It won nkwanchen. Ni emfa Addo Akufo. Emra. Yakofa Nana Addo ebaye no. Instead of solutions, no, he has become a lamentation person, continuously lamenting on the problems which we know already. The difference between a follower and a leader, and I say, the follower is aspiring to become a leader. So followers learn from leaders. That is why they follow behind to watch what is in front of them. So what stands in front of them or leads them is something that they get inspiration from. So if I am a leader, mine is to inspire, to bring a change to your life. So my behavior, my attitude should not be the same way to my followers. So if I act and behave like a follower, then it means that there is no difference. Now, mind you, when we give authority to people, it is for them to honor what they told us. Words are powerful. Words are something that man must not break it just anyhow. When you make a promise or you make a vow, you fulfill it. You honor it. If I tell a woman or a lady, I will marry you, and I speak these words to her, and she believes with all her heart and all her mind, and I don't fulfill it, I have to first of all apologize, speak to her heart for her to understand the reason why I cannot marry her, and compensate her in addition for wasting her time. So you don't just throw words anyhow, because words are what? God. And words are God's. So you don't just misbehave when you speak. No, you just don't have to behave anyhow. You take your words seriously. And that is the reason why so will be catched, will be said, Chang na ube hua. Chang na ube hua. Yet the woko quarter. Yet to me, Samau. And now it mouse, your friend is saying, yet to me, a mouse, a right bond. Say, as some chrono, a free one, no buy a catcher at a shimesi say, on train will be huno, say, be tunwa. You'll be held responsible. I didn't think I can't say train now, be huno. And yet just words. But me call, you only paconde me call court, no. Yamama, actual bond to be of good behavior and not to do anything untoward to the person. It tells you that we don't just joke with words or play with words, because words are life. Words are life. That is why the Bible says, they say, the words that cometh out of your mouth is either death or life. It gives life, or it pronounces death, judgment or death unto yourself. And into unhun will be our best sorry and say, or bompa is sebio onwu, because he knows the power of the words. Tiemie. Obi say you can't say God is perfect. Please know your Bible. I mean, I brought God is not perfect, because if God was a perfect God, God would not create Satan. So I mean, in perfection, when someone is perfect, there is no problem attached to perfection. So when you take your dictionary and you want to know the meaning of perfecter, you should understand that if you take the word called perfecter, then it means that God himself was not a perfect God, because Satan is a troublemaker, and Satan, God recognized him as a troublemaker. So where comes perfection? If God was perfect, God would have not created Satan. So please, let's be critical thinkers, not go with emotions. Fozia, I respect your opinion, but let us be more critical thinkers. Why? I love God. He created me. What do I say? Anyway, I needed to give him education. Say higher standard and without fault. Perfect means highest standard or without fault. If you take the friend is saying the Collins dictionary now, say highest standard or without fault. What do you say? The fake God is imperfect. And Jikanza catch the word. So if somebody has a fault, that person is not perfect. Let's understand that. It's English language. Anyway, so if we take politicians and they speak words, and they speak words, those words, you have to understand, say it is life or it is death unto you. Now let's see this thing. Let's see. I've told you, say, if I say China, you can report me to the police, because it is a threat. And if anything happens to you, I'll be held responsible. What you say? I'll be held responsible, because me catch Richard. Mumuni say on train will be. Me catch ni a J-mensa say on train will be. Ni a J-mensa at taste has some way. One fat ni trust her. Ni a J-mensa. And yet a J ni a J. Ni a J-mensa at taste has some way. Ni and taking it lightly. Or be quite report to me. Because to him, he sees my words as what? A threat. As what? A threat. Says Richard Mwakwaba, Francis Mwakwaba. He sees it as a threat. And unti say a kufwa do be kachre Ghana for say John Mahama will be one sem fata say ya to abama no 2016. Na emu no was se fata. Se yan to abamfama no. Na se ya to abama no a wo be hwe ama sabio. Ya brabo Mahama edi ye nemu ani Yesu apene in 2015-14. No, wono de wo ba obema nneema mu aye mere edi amaye. Enyame na me kan you. Ena nya wo nso na wo kan ye. Ena nya woni ena wo se ena kan ye. Eye ye nua Kufuado, ye papa Kufuado, ye wofa Kufuado, ye nana Kufuado ne kan ye. Wo bie na no kan sa asem no. Eno na ma me ne umie no gi ni di ye. Ekoto wa ba de ma no. Ebusia tie ne ye. O kan asem no. Me de makoma di ekire. Because san lie. Enka sa amere na me wo kwan se me koton me nneoma wo dwom. Na me wo ho kwan se me koton me fos, me koton me tomatoes, me koton me bidie e wo dwom. Man kwan koton sa nneoma. Productivity on that day was lost because I was going to vote for somebody. Me susu se wo ba wo be ye bibi papa asen John Mahama. But wo no ba ye no. The esen ko bua man ye mere no. Wo no mom die. John Mahama die no anka yesusu se enye no ono de wo baaya ababe ye putu poto putu poto putu poto wababe ye no nyama fc ekyerese ono de wo baaya de enka John mpo tenase anka yepe senka John mpo wo anka ye because Akufo-Addo de wo baaya mpo de e bon sing mala sebio e bon sing kame bebo jombim that ahwe ni amekofa oda chi ahwe na nkofo achi si me ho bon kan wono de wo bae no ade a yesi wo je ne yie no wanye ne yie yemfa ne sebio. Let me give you this, let me use this as example. Bottle of water there, bottle of water we eya busua bottle a yede ko sensuo ma busua no mahama time no na bottle no na enwunu efa ne sei Akufo-Addo so wo mahama wontumi nso bottle no eno nti ye konsuo bia ye ntumi nya nsuo no ma ne enye ma ewo ye bottle nim eno nti Ghana fo mfa bottle ne ma no obeye ho adwuma na bottle no eliki wa ha no eliki wo ase no ano ha no wono de wo ba wo behwe ama bottle no a eye leakage no obe so leakage na no ye de bottle ne ma Akufo-Addo ye de bottle ne ma no instead so solve bottle no a leak no e free ne ha no wono de obeye ne se ye jai bottle ne ma ne pe ana obi e bottle na no ana onu mu nsuo nyina ose bibi the banking clean up onu mu nsuo ni nyina ewie ye no wose wo be konsuo gu bottle nim wanso remember say bottle no na aha ne leak o ana ye de ma no wanso leakage no o wanu mu nsuo no onu mu nsuo ni wie ya wose wo tu ase no instead say obe so baby a leakage no no wanu de wo ba ya wo tu ase no eno tisi ye konsuo gumu a enya one leakage pen ye nya wo ye nya double leakage aha no enwunu no nsuo ni mpomba mbedu ne soro na mpese afa baby a mahama e de ye bae eliki frɛ ase tiemie abrabo a ye bɔ no wi ase no ye mbɔ nkɔ ye chi ye bɔ kwa enim abrabo bi enu a ye sha ase wo wi ase ya bɔ kwa echi da ye bɔ kwa enim se ye bɔ bɔ a ye pedi obewi ni di obelusu no ye ma na kyede owo ba you pronounce blessings on your child even though wo ba no onya be ye doctor but wo gidie wo mu say entity ya ne ye bi no wanom kasa no wo be fa na wadi so ye fa Akufo-Addo enum asem ani ye kwato abade ma no wono nso en respect Ghana fo na won di ne bo hye so a akwaya asem Akufo-Addo ye hwe n'enum asem sani ya obi ka asem kire wa o ka se twen mahu no o susu se eye threat na odne ko police station no sanso ne Akufo-Addo promise yen se wono ne ba wo mia de wo mo ba when the fundamentals na mahama amana ye weak no they are rather going to make it strong. And into one no crowd you will see osusu se nko no ne mahama abre so a $1 no ayesesa ko 2 cedis no enka woni mahama ne atamelsa enko be pa eye kro ne manfo nyina achew na wa resign ene Akufo-Addo anka esenko de ose eye oyo no won san ka kire se yenya Nyankopon mu gidie na nyame be ebe ye economy ni ye anyambia mi musa wo Akufo-Addo bo sumi aketu a wogie no eye Nyankopon na agi ana anyambia Akufo-Addo mi musa wo fa plane na woni se wa bronin etena mu a modi kɔ Kumase eba no sebio Nyankopon na betena plane ni mu ana sebio Akufo-Addo mi musa wo sori anopa na ye bɔ wo ho ban a ade na wo nka se body gas nyina nkonko fie no mu nkoda na Nyankopon bɛbɔ wo ho ban. But you need human presence with guns, with bombs, with ammunitions, with weapons to protect you. Why do you need human beings to protect you? Say wo si agyenjai ma nyankopon nya dia. And yenyi wo si nkyene nkofa osofo kyiraboso because wono de wo ye osofo a onyame atete no. E wo ne wo serem. Na wo metena Jubilee House wo. Because me hunu say Akufo-Addo akọ theologian school da. Ana me nti say Akufo-Addo akọ sebio aba benya bishop title. And you can go 5 friends and one more bishop titles. No more be any. Because any money is spiritual, they are. We don't need you. Our Jubilee House. We don't need Baumia, our Jubilee House. And we don't need Alan Cash, our Jubilee House. We did not vote for spirit. We did not vote for Holy Spirit. We voted for Akufo-Addo, who is visible for the eye to see. And unti ana woko aprobo e pacho e kan se yempia na wokwa ubeti fuel boso ubeti lorry fare boso ubeti enioma aye dene ubeti tiso aden na ene die odi ebu a Ghana de ma wo no odi adane ateni e de ma Ghana ene wodi atabu ene de wo kan kire nyina se yenima yeni adwene yenim nyansa ene etuma udika dana because yem fa some nkwa adwendwene mu ye de ko adwendwene mu a obi ani wa obeto abade ama onipa tesewo e wa brabo mu da ye fa some kwa adwendwene mu obi ani wa obeka se okodi bawumia echi ye de asem kwa adwendwene mu a obi bi ani obeka se me kotena ase na mato abade ama Alan Kodwo Kyeremante de bi da nkofo miense amabo omudi. They are all part of the reason why our economy, we have seen the greatest fall of our city, our currency. These people form the economic management team. Baumia Kahumbi, Alan Cash Kahumbi, Akufo-Addo Kahumbi. These are people, one way a friend is saying, the creme de la creme when it comes to leading the nation. It won't continue, I will pay the lodge, no more far. I didn't know I won't fano. The results and the Ghana akwa say economy no are the most useless, and our currency has been the worst on the continent of Africa. And now me tese minua your friend is saying a dinkra kwame a dinkra and a mia minua a OBK kankam a friend saying pure FM or so. I stand to be corrected on that radio station. Na aye kankamuka say the cedi is the worst currency and akwame dinkra to Zimbabwe dear when I'm na dinkra no wo journalism no wo ya ne sign journalism no wo ya ne sign because as a journalist you do your research unnim wo amembusa question un tiase nso mo bi nkyere wase. Ghana's currency is the worst on the continent of Africa. Zambian kwacha is better than the Ghanaian cedis. The Zimbabwean currency is better than the Ghana cedis. So get education. And when you get education, get understanding. And continue radio so because why interview Akufo-Addo ama ye ba ne ma envelope kakra. Enti what ton wadwene dia ma envelope kakra no. Hey! Enya sa wo abrabo. Don't sell your brains. Don't sell your character. Te said Paul Adom Ochre, what tone ne nimunyam? Any the character for peanuts. In the end, BBA, no, I call touch screen analysis. Touch screen analysis because who be that and will be a radio station, TV station, and the man a touch screen and the funding on everything a touch screen analysis. It will in papa no. On follow papa no. On preach papa no. Do crime biswa. No was selling his soul to the devil. Because bon samon pe no kre. Ade bia no kre wom no. Bon samon pe. Ana ni patun tundudu wanu pe no kre. Ye pe no kra. E benya no kre. Ye di no kre chia. O ma ne besesa. Ye pe no kre. Ye mududu wanu a ye pe no kre so ya kanfo. Akanfo mpe no kre. Me bo video kakra bi a kire Akufo-Addo wonu ane mu asem. Ye fa nkwa adwendwene. Na fa toto asem a me ka kire wo se me ka kire wo se twen nam wo behu a Would you like it? You will not like it. You will take me to court. You will take me to, you will go and report me. Say my threatening. How come say Akufo-Addo was sema waka? When did no masams? Every video way. Tie na fa kwa adwendwene. Tie video way you. Na fa de. Fa kwa adwendwene. Because it's about time the Ghanaian gets the enlightenment and the education. If it's going to come, it will come from freedom fighters. Fix the country. Because the others, they don't have the country at heart. The others, they don't love the country. Majority of them claim they love Ghana, but they can't even stand the truth. Share video. Akufo-Addo asking Mahama and Atta Mills to resign because the dollar, when it was exchanged during the time of Atta Mills and Mahama, was only 2 cedis. Akufo-Addo was asking for these 2 gentlemen to resign. Today, the dollar is 10 cedis. If you exchange $1, you get 10 cedis. Listen to Akufo-Addo's own words. A man full of deceit. A man full of lies. A man who has no respect for himself. A man who do not even respect his wife. And let alone speak. And even and what annoys me is when I see Bawumia wanting to become president. A person that told us when the fundamentals are weak, the CD will expose you. Today, he has no shame. And he wants to be president. And because Ghanaians don't think deep and don't want a better standard for themselves, they are following Bawumia. The one that we collect Ghanaians' money to take care of them. It is your money that we use to buy fuel for their cars. It is you and I, our monies, that we use to buy V8 for them.